and welcome to Scott's Garage. Today is new project day. I think we're going to do something really fun. It was kind of a happenstance of another project that I was working on where I happened to be making some cuts and I ended up with a bunch of these strips. And I was like, and I never throw away anything. So I figured, I wonder what I could do with them. So I had a bunch of these strips. And then I also have this old back scratcher that I made many years ago. And it's the only one I have. And what I was doing was I was experimenting with doing a little bit of steam bending. And it turned out to work pretty good. And I've used it for a long time. I think this is out of ash. And I thought maybe I would try to replicate this to maybe make a new one. Maybe we get one to put in the van for our trips and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe give away as gifts or just right on. Okay, so the first step is we need some strips, which we have those. And then we need a steam bending fixture, which I have one of those over here. And then we're going to start doing some bending and kind of making it to the shape that we want. The thing that I learned when I was doing, because I did a little samples before I started the camera rolling, and I had one out of mahogany, and mahogany just didn't seem like it liked the steam bend at all. So that was kind of a bust. But then I was working with like ash and oak and things like that with big grains, and it seemed to like to bend as long as you have the grain running this way and then bend it. It seems to work out just fine. So that's kind of what I have here. And let's get started and see how these go. So I have a bunch of different length strips. And I think this is kind of like the perfect length. I don't know how long. 2 feet, I would guess. About 2 feet, probably. 20, probably when it's straight, probably 21 inches. So these are going to be too small, but what the heck. Maybe, I don't know. Might be okay. This is just about the right size. Too small. Probably okay. Good. And these are probably too long, but you can always cut them off. So we'll curve it. We'll create some grips for your handle. We'll create some little teeth to grab into your itchy area. And I think that's it. So let's get started. From my stool project, I came up with, actually it was also the tambour clock project. I had these leftover parts that kind of had a curve into it. And so I just sort of commandeered this and said, you are now my bending jig. So yesterday I heated this up, and when I was putting the clamps on there, I was like, I was pouring boiling water over it. It's kind of nice when I have it like this and I can just pour water over it. Then I just clamped it here. It was straight, and then gradually bend it over. And we'll do one of those, but we can kind of take this off. Okay, so here's our bending fixture. And here is our, so we can see that it kind of like sprung open, sort of like this one did. All right, but I think that's pretty neat. So we're going to do this in a bunch of stages. Given the fact that I only have the one fixture, I could probably come up with more, but I don't really want to. And you need to leave it overnight to dry, at least overnight. And so we're just going to be doing these one at a time. So I think what I'm going to do is stagger them out. So next thing I think I'll do is maybe one of these smaller ones. I'll stick it in the tea kettle, and we'll get that boiling. And then while that's boiling, then after it's boiling, we'll put it on the fixture. Then we'll get another one boiling, and then we'll take the one that came off the fixture and we'll start adding features to that. We'll kind of do it all in like staggered stages. So let's get started with this, steaming it up. Now I started off The first one I kind of just stuck it in there, but there's like a barrier in there. You can't stick it all the way in. So I ended up just sticking it down into the boiling water, and that kind of worked. So if we just kind of did this, I don't know, get it on something like that. And if I just kind of stick it in there, and then we'll let that boil for a while, and we'll come back. Okay, so we're waiting for this one to get off the steamer. We've got all of our clamps kind of ready to go, even though they're a little sticky. And then let's cut this one to size. So I really don't have any plan for this. There's kind of a little part right there that I kind of want to remove. So I think what I'll do is just kind of remove that. Might be just a bit too long. Not too bad. Then I think most of these features can be done on my little sander here. I think I'll just round over the edges and maybe sand the whole thing nice and smooth. Put in a few grippers, and I think that'll probably be about it. Put a hole right there. Okay, so now we're just going to match this hole that's in here, and I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to kind of try to find what's a good center point and just eyeball it and drill a hole. Woo! There we go. It's not in the center, but that's okay. So then I think what I can do is just grab a piece of sandpaper. You know, nothing too good. Older piece of sandpaper. And just do some hand sanding, kind of round over the edges a little bit. It's not going to take very long. I suppose we have to finish these somehow, right? What am I thinking? Like, should it be stain or just a polyurethane? But first, let's cut the little teeth that are in there. All right, so I want something kind of similar. This one looks like I did a back cut and then this kind of cut. So, not sure if I want to do that. Maybe I'll cut these V's in there first, and then if I still need to, I'll do a back cut. So again, I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to kind of...
The next morning,
I've got another one of these blanks on the stove, getting heated up in the tea kettle, steaming away. This one has been on here since yesterday, so I think we can take this off. And you're getting quite a bit of spring back there, but I don't really know how to avoid that. So, all right, there we go. And I think that looks pretty good size too. It's a little longer, but maybe that'll get you. And all right, so let me put the different features in this, and we will get this one ready for finish. And then each one is individually tested. A little hand sanding, but let's try it out. Quite aggressive. Just came right out of the steamer. So that's cool. So I'm going to put the front edge right here. All right. I think that's pretty good. So I'd like to break in on this incredibly important back scratcher video to go over a topic that I've been thinking about for quite some time. While I take the clamps off of this, I'm going to talk about YouTube. You can like and subscribe. I don't think you'll ever hear me say, please smash that like button, or maybe if I'm joking around or something. Like and subscribe, not something that I'm really into. You can do it. That's cool. I don't mind. But not really something that I am concerned that much about. However, there is something that I would like to bring up, is the comments. I really enjoy getting the comments and reading them about each video. I think that's great that people took the time to write a comment. And so I read all the comments. To let you know that I read it, I'll put either a thumbs up or thumbs down. Mostly 99% of them are thumbs up, but occasionally you get a dickhead that says something mean, and then I'll give that a thumbs down, but it will let you know that I read it. And I like to read all the comments. I learn a lot. There's a lot of things that you guys bring up that are really good points. And of course, this is all just a learning experience for me, finding stuff out along the way. And so a big part of that is the comments from the viewers, because they have a lot of expertise in a lot of areas that I don't, and they can bring a lot of great ideas and concepts to the channel. Occasionally, I do get like a dislike. Mostly people click on the like button, but which it's fine. Like, dislike, whatever you want to do. But the one thing I ask is that if you dislike, just give me a comment as to what you didn't like about it, because it's not really very helpful to me to see like a dislike and I go, okay, what didn't you like about it? I can guess. I can just take a shot in the dark, but a lot of times that's not the best way to do it. And so if you do put dislike, just give me a quick comment. Didn't like your face, didn't like your dog, something like that. I don't know, whatever it is. Just let me know. More dog, less dog, more face, less face, whatever it is. Just let me know, and then maybe I can improve the videos as I go along to make them a little less annoying to some people. But basically, I do what I do. So that would be something. I try to respond to all the comments that are in there. Although I do sometimes get some comments that are difficult for me to respond to. Like in the Chef Boyardee pizza kit, somebody would say, why don't you just go to this, Save Mart or something like that. And I don't know what Save Mart is, and we don't have them around our area, so I don't really know how to respond to that. Why don't I? I mean, I could easily have bought that kit at Walmart or someplace a lot cheaper, but it's just easy for me to go buy, and then it comes to my house, and then I don't have to go to Walmart and battle with all the people there, park my car and all that. So, but anyway, if you put a comment in there, I'll try to respond to it. If I don't, sometimes they're difficult. Sometimes you have like rhetorical questions or something that isn't really a question, or something that I just have a hard time answering. So I may not answer every single one, but if I think I do have a good answer to your comment, I will put it down there. And I think that's great. I think that's a great interactive part to a lot of this channel. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'll get back to the important business at hand of, making the back scratcher. And, I think we can finish up this project today. The back scratcher, this is the last one that I put in the mold yesterday. Since I only have this one mold, I have to do it one at a time, and I have to let this sit like at least overnight for a day. So I think I have 7 back scratchers. It's taken me at least a week to bend all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get this off of here. And finally, we can put the clamps away, and I can put this form on the scrap pile. It's kind of a shorty little guy. It's kind of neat. I might want to shorten that up a little bit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take all of these. We're going to do some of the operations, like round this over, drill this, put in some grips right here, sand it, put in some teeth, and then I'll have to think about the finish. I think maybe the clear, maybe the poly shade, the stain and polyurethane lens would be nice to put on there. Maybe I'll do it. This one is ready to go. Maybe I'll do a test one and I'll see how I like it. Okay, so let's proceed. One of the things I want to do is to put a little tether on the end of each one of these. So where the hole is, I want to have a little tether so that we can hang it on the wall. And I was looking all over the house trying to find something like this, some like regular string ones. I was looking at shoelaces and all kinds of things. Finally, I just went on Amazon. I don't know, I think this is like 50 feet for $6 and something. I'll put the thing right up here so you can see what it is. But really nice leather strapping material, $6. And then I don't have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a bunch of these at 18 inches. That's what I figured was the right length, which is the same length as this thing. And we will cut 7 of those and keep the rest. So it doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere in the ballpark of 18 inches. I did another one where it was kind of a foot long, and it made for kind of a short loop. So I'm not going to put this one on permanently yet, but if I was to, to tie this around a little bit, that seems like just about the right length of loop that we want for our thing. So I think that'll work out great. So there's one. Let's go ahead and do 6 more, just so I can see like how it's going to look with that finish on it. This one's done. Wow, it's so nice and smooth. It's really cool. Okay, let's try some finish. Okay, so I've got a couple of coats of finish on the back scratcher here. Only one thing left to do is put on this little leather tie hanger. And got to do kind of the same thing with the other 6. I have 7 of these all total. And this is pretty fun making these. And so just kind of tighten that guy up. And you can kind of adjust the teeth, the aggressiveness of your teeth, to how sharp you want them. And then put that up there and hang it out for whenever you need it. Well, right on. That was a pretty cool little project. Kind of like doing that, and it's kind of a new thing for me to make multiple copies of the same thing. Haven't really done that before, but I like the way it came out. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Scott's Garage, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.